Good evening, young Padawans and Padawins. It is again Monday night. And yes, once again, we are here. Two Ewoks in the park joining you on your Monday night just to try and help out just a little bit. What we're going to do tonight is we are going to review Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 5, aka Chapter 21. So, grab your adult beverage or whatever it is that you want to drink, something to snack on, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride because two Ewoks in the park are going to take you for a nice little walk. Sully, it's all yours.
Oh, why, thank you, sir. It's a wonderful time. Yes,
You're welcome, ma'am.
Mandalorian shirt today, though.
Sir.
I forgot to put my Star Wars shirt on. I got my zombie shirt on instead.
It's okay.
Keep calm and carry on. Run! Zombies are coming. That's what I got on. So hello, everybody. Welcome to Two Ewoks in the Park, where the Redneck and myself, not Avenger Pretenders, I am working on new stuff, but, you know, things happen. Life gets in the way. So, yeah, here we are, ready to have some fun. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert is in full effect. So if you haven't watched The Mandalorian up until this point, yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, what's wrong with you? Number one.
What is wrong with you? There is definitely something really wrong with you.
Right?
I mean, when Kay, of all people, sits here and goes, yeah, let's watch it again.
Yeah. You gotta love when they do that.
Come on, you know?
It's good shit that way.
It is.
So come on down, let's have some fun, people, and let's get right down to it. Where we were last week, if you don't remember, shame on you, because last week we had some wonderful things happen with the Foundling. Yes, but this week, this week, we have the pirate. Yes, the pirate. The pirate is back.
I will say this.
Yeah.
They slowed things down for one episode.
Which was good. You need to slow down.
Which was good because we needed a breather after the first three.
Yes.
But they did not hesitate in any way, shape, or form to freaking ratchet, put the throttle all the way to the board. I mean, it.
Yeah, no, they did not. They did not disappoint. They did not disappoint. That's for sure. Right. And I can tell you this that I know he's not watching live, and I know he's always wanted to be a part of the show when we were talking about The Mandalorian. But Dennis and I, we talk off air. And we go back and forth about the episode. And last Wednesday, he sends me a message. If you haven't seen it yet, oh my God, I don't want to say anything until you do. When you do, message me. And I say, okay. Said, I'll be watching it later. And he gives me thumbs up. So even Dennis is gung-ho with the show, which is great. And I know he watches the show after we're live, which is cool. You know, he catches up and whatnot. So, you know, he does what he needs to do, which is great. And I wish we could have him here. I do wish he wasn't working. You know, being able to have that third perspective on a show, especially from Western Echo. He's very honest. Very honest.
Yes, he is. He is not known for pulling punches. We'll put it that way.
No, definitely not. And even he's been in full agreement with us on how the show is going and where it's going. I can't wait to get some of his theories on what's going to happen next. I'm hoping that the main theory that I've been having kind of coincides with what he may be thinking as well. So it's interesting, to say the least. But this week we've got the pirate. Chapter 21, the pirate. Yes, Yes, folks, the pirate indeed. It is the way we roll. The pirate takes place directly after the Foundling. And I mean directly after. Because whew, we're heading back to Navarro, folks. Navarro seems to be like the central location, you know, next to Mandalore and Tatooine. For the Mandalorian, Navarro is the home world.
Right.
Everything else is kind of just a meh. Here it is. You know, like Coruscant. We know it's there. We don't really need anything else. We just know it's there.
I want to say hi to our good friend, Lady aka Nakaya, who just made it in. Great to have you with us, Nakaya.
Yeah.
And Kay's waving hi.
Hi. Hi. How you doing? For some
She's
reason.
doing good. She just got off the phone with her son.
Oh, excellent. For some reason, your camera keeps disappearing when I switch a window, which is weird.
It wasn't doing that before.
No, it was not. And I'm curious as to why it's doing that now. Ooh, I may have to move my browser to another window and do it this way. Oh boy. Oh boy, yeah. So every time I go to a different window, that's when it happens. That's so weird.
Interesting.
It's so weird. Actually, when I go full screen, that's when all hell breaks loose. Well, I'm just gonna wing it then. Just gonna wing it. I wish I had my third monitor, and it'd be great. So anyway, we're back on the Varro and High Magistrates Grief Karga, played by Carl Weathers, is discussing designs for the city, and you can see like all that wonderful holographic map. I love how they do that, the holographic map. And we all of a sudden there's screaming going on outside, and Navarro's under attack. The protocol droid comes in. Oh my God, it's pretending to do its best C-3PO, which doesn't work. And we see that Corsair, the pirate Corsair, if you don't remember him, he's the green swamp thing looking pirate.
And it was funny because when I saw the title for the episode,
we're back, I think. So anyway,
I'll let you know in a second.
Where we left off.
Yes, we are back.
Yes, we are back, but shit is still not working properly. I can tell you that. Lady Death says the pirate looks gross. Yes. The pirate.
No, she says the pirate looks like grass.
Oh, looks like grass. Man, when I'm doing 4 different things, it's not good.
I was thinking more like seaweed.
Seaweed,
like a fluorescent seaweed. But as soon as like I said, when the episode started, when I saw the name of the episode, he's the first one I thought of because that's really the only one that we've had much contact with throughout the Mandalorian series as far as pirates go.
Yes.
And he played they played a major role in what was it, episode 3? It was either 2 or 3, I think.
Yes.
So with all that, and then you see the Corsair ship come across the screen, and I'm like, oh boy, they're back. Plus, with the last interaction that we had with the pirates, was when they killed the 5.
Yes.
Or the 4 out of the 5 that were trying to make them turn the school back into a pub.
Yes. And that didn't work.
Oh, here we go. I want to say hi to Will Mitchell. He says he looked like Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs.
Only moldy. Just a little moldy. Just putting it out there. It's just a little moldy. That's what it was. Yes, it's just a little moldy, and it worked to our advantage.
I kind of got
way.
Swamp Monster vibes from Scooby Doo.
Yeah. You know, he would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
If it wasn't for that meddling Mandalorian.
There it is.
Gotta apply it. Gotta apply it.
Gotta apply it and make it work. That's what I say,
Right.
folks. So, clearly, Navarro's under attack. We've got Corsair being the one who is being a pain in the ass, to be honest. He's really is. He's being a pain in the ass. But he feels that, well, this place is his now because Grief and Mando killed, how many was it? 3 or 4? 3 or 4?
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5 of the pirates that worked under him. And to be honest, Mando killed a lot more because of trying to flee and, you know, ship to ship and kicked their ass.
Blew up like 5 of his ships or 6 of his ships.
Yeah. And that's okay too, you know. I mean,
well, not to the pirate, it wasn't.
Listen, the pirate needs to stay in line, okay? Because if he doesn't, then there's not much we can do about that. You know, I'm just putting it out there. Putting it out there. Well,
I agree.
He decides that, well, he's going to take over Navarro and he's going to bombard the city and he's going to take everybody out. And at the same time, Karga decides that he's going to send a message to the New Republic. Even though they're independents, they're independent. They're not a part of the Republic. They're not a part of the Empire. They are their own independent nation / world / country / however you want to paint the picture. And it comes down to, well, if that's the case, well, is the Republic going to do anything or not? Well, it's fun. Let's put it that way. Karga then decides, listen, we're going to evacuate the city. We're going to get everybody to safety, and we're going to have to do what we need to do. And while they're discussing things, Shard tells Karga it's not a Sabak game. And if you don't know what Sabak is, it's the same exact game that Han Solo beat Lando in to win the Millennium Falcon.
The card game.
Yes, the card game Sabak. Hoo-ha-ha, can't bluff your way out of this one, buddy boy. So needless to say, they get the message out to the Empire. And, well, not the Empire. Wow, holy crap.
To the New Republic.
The New Republic. The New Republic. And what they do is they get it to the nearest Republic outpost, which is Adelphi. And at Adelphi, we've got some interesting things going on. And here's why. First, you think, hey, it's this little planet out of the way. Yeah, it's an outpost, so it's not really stocked, but you've got some X-Wings, you've got A-Wings, you got Y-Wings, you know, it's a military installation type thing. I don't want to say it's a 100% base, but it's more of just your off the path, hey, we're here, it's an outpost, it's very minimal people. Pilots can go in, they can have food, they can, rest, they can do what they need to do. It's just an outpost, okay? And what we see, and this will have more meaning for me than JT, and that's okay, because this was my oh shit moment for this episode. The bartender informs Captain Tiva. And if you don't remember who Captain Tiva is, He was the one who saved Mando and Grogu from that wonderful ice spider.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that one? Yeah.
And he's also the one that was trying to recruit. Damn it, I can't think of her name.
Cara Dune.
Yep.
Cara Dune. Yes.
And gave her the little coin and all that.
Yeah. Well, Tiva plays the message at the bar. Well, first he asks the bartender if he can borrow his projector, the bartender's projector there. And Karga goes on to request for help, and he knows that he's independent, but he would like the Republic's help on this because the Pirate King Gorian Shard is, in fact, taking over Navarro and doing whatever they need to. And this, to me, was the oh shit moment of the season. To an extent. I think it was more of an oh shit moment for us diehard Star Wars fans who have watched every single movie and every single show up to date. Read the comics, played the games, did whatever we need to do, because we had Garazeb Aurelios show up. Now, if you don't know who Garazeb Aurelios is, I will call him Zeb because that is how we know him. He is a big, giant, in this case, purple CGI alien and pilot for the New Republic, who was one of the main characters in Star Wars Rebels. So for me, seeing him walk on screen and stand, he didn't sit down, he stood next to Captain Tiva, I went, holy shit, they brought him in. And then I said to myself, he was the
one that wished him good luck.
Yeah.
Because he was going to need it.
Yeah. And then I said to myself, Ahsoka is coming. Not that coming, but coming. Because he has ties to Ahsoka, which means he will most likely be a character in the upcoming Ahsoka series, which I can't wait for, which will be our next run of 2 Ewoks in the park, okay? Which is going to be phenomenal. So the fact that they brought him to live action and he looked great.
He did.
They made him look
a very, very cool looking character.
You know, you look at him from. I wonder if they've actually got a picture of live action Rebels here. Let me see if they got a side by side of him. Let's see here. I got a good picture. Let me show you guys what I mean. Yeah, let me
love to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah, let me show you what I mean. So
to me, he was actually one of the neater looking
they
creatures,
made him look
I
good.
guess you could say. One of the neater looking creatures that we've seen, to me, in the Star Wars series.
Oh yeah, I mean they made him look great. They really did. They made him, and I can't wait to show you the comparison here. I'm lining the picture up because doing a side by side is phenomenal. So for me, you know, obviously it was like, oh, dude, he's here. And of course, the best part about that was Christy was watching this with me. And the first thing that she says is, why are you freaking out? Why are you freaking out? What's the deal here? Why are you freaking out? And I'm like, they put him in. The sons of bitches put him in. Which is true. They did. So here is Zeb from Rebels. Obviously, you know, you don't really see a lot of the purple, but he is actually, in fact, purple. He's got a purple skin tone. But You can see he's got the goatee. He's got like the side hair there. He looks fantastic from Star Wars Rebels. Okay. But then,
Oh, I remember. I saw you. He was in Bad Batch too.
yes, he was in Bad Batch too. Very small cameo with Bad Batch though.
Yes.
Very small. But
Yes.
yes, he was in there. Now, this is his live action version. And he looks phenomenal.
He does. He does. He looks really cool.
He looks phenomenal. I wish I had a side by side, like a better side by side, because this is just whoa. It really is. It's just whoa.
Yeah.
You
He
know,
looks really sharp though in the live action. He really does.
you know what? Let me do this. I'll do. I'm gonna do this. You're gonna love this. We'll do this, and we'll do it. I'll make it bigger so everybody can see. 'Cause that's how I roll. And then I'll also do this one.
And then he's gonna do that, and then he's gonna do this,
Yeah.
and then he's gonna do that over there like this, and then it'll be ready.
Yes. Pretty much. Pretty much. That's how I roll. How I roll. Ah, crap. I did the wrong one.
Oh, jeez.
I did the wrong one. I'm such a doofus.
I'm not gonna argue with that at this point.
I'm such a doofus. Oh, so stupid. So stupid of me. All right, let's do it that way. There we go. And that way, we do that and tag that one. Boom. There it is. All right. Put you there. And, oh, that one did. What the hell just happened?
Don't know.
I got a great picture side by side here. And apparently he got flipped, but that's okay too. So here you go. Here's side by side. Here's side by side. Now, mind you, again, he is purple. Look at the eyes are green.
Mm-hmm.
He's got more definition in his nose, but
big,
he
giant
looks
eyebrow type things.
Yeah, he looks.
I mean,
amazing.
they really stayed true to the character.
Yeah, he looks
Very
amazing.
Nice. Very nice.
So yay. That's a yay moment right there, folks. A yay
And you can tell, folks, that he is really, really geeking out about this because he has not gone into this much work for any other thing that we've done on the Mandalorian or 2 Ewoks in the park yet.
That's not true. It's all the behind the scenes.
And that much work on a side-by-side comparison while we're live. Yes, it is.
True. All right, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. So anyway, he clearly Zeb has arrived. He's now live action. He's gone from the cartoon to flesh, CGI, but flesh. So as JT had mentioned, he says, "Well, good luck. You're going to need it."
Right.
See you later. To me, that's okay. Well, what is he up to?
Mm.
I'm telling you, he's going to be in Ahsoka. I have a very strong feeling he's going to be in Ahsoka. So Tiva decides, well, you know what? Instead of transferring the mission, the message, I'm just going to go right to Coruscant. I'm going to talk to the what was his name? His boss, which was Elia Kane. Well, actually, I don't think she was his boss. If you remember Kane, she was the former communications officer for Moff Gideon, but also fried the doctor there. But his boss was played by Tim Meadows. And he said, hey, we need to do this because this could be a potential good thing if we lend our aid. And shuts it down. Just shuts it down flat out, does whatever. And even Kane decides, well, this is a perfect example of why they should join the New Republic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they need to fend for themselves. Why should we help them? And I'm like, ooh, there's an Imperial thought right there.
well, the captain said it.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
How Imperial of you.
Yep. How Imperial of you.
He said that. I was like, ooh. And then the guy in the office, he's like, Captain, you're out of line.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's okay. I'm used to it.
Yeah. And, well, because they haven't signed the charter, they're not going to do anything. So instead, Tiva decides to take it upon himself to go get some help. Right. And there's only one way to do that.
I wondered, when he had that interaction there in the office and it was extremely obvious to everybody. I mean, somebody who doesn't even know anything about the Mandalorian series could watch that exchange and say, well, yeah, he's not going to help, so he's going to have to go find somebody else.
Yes. But he also brings up a very good point that it's not the first time that this has happened. It's not just an isolated incident. This has been happening all over the Outer Rim. And when that type of thing happens, that's when you kind of have to go, And we get some very interesting tidbits.
Well, the interesting thing for me with the teaser for Mandalorian season 3.
Yes.
There was one line that kept being said, or that was said during the teaser, that really got my attention. And that was the captain saying, by the time this is big enough for you to do something about it, it will already be too late.
Yes. Oh, yes. It'll be way too late.
And that line, I have been waiting this entire series so far for that line to see what the circumstances were for that line to be applied.
Yes.
And it made perfect freaking sense.
Oh, hands down, especially in this scenario. So,
I mean, freaking nailed it with a sledgehammer on a 10-penny nail.
So the other thing that we get some breadcrumbs, and we've been getting breadcrumbs since the first episode of the season, was what happened to Moff Gideon. Right? That's been a big thing. We already know he never made it to trial. We know that. They've said it numerous times that he never made it to trial. So the question is he dead or what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And Tiva even says that, this pirate attack, it's not isolated. This has been going on. And oh, by the way, we have a strong feeling that because this has been going on, Moff Gideon has escaped. Because he never made it to trial. You can't find his body, so on and so forth. So, in turn, Captain Tiva says, listen, I just want some backup. That's it. That's all I need. That's all I'm requesting. Just backup to deal with the pirates on Navarro, and we'll go about our business. And that's when she says, well, you know what? They should have signed so they could be a part of the New Republic, and we'd be good to go, and you can have your request. Boom. Boom. Done. End of story.
And that was the exchange. Well, you were, you didn't volunteer. You were captured. And she's like, no, I was freed.
Yes.
Or released or something like that. Because she was trying to make the point that, maybe they need to maybe we need to let this happen to them for them to realize how important it would be for them to sign the agreement.
Yeah, like what's going on here? You know? You know what I'm saying? What's going on here? Well, from there, obviously he gets denied and he decides, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Doesn't tell him where he's going, I'm just gonna go. So
Yep.
he decides that he's going to go and find the Mandalorians. He's going to go find Din Djarin, which, hey, he knows Din Djarin. He knows whereabouts he is. And, hey, you never know. Anything's possible, right? Right?
Right.
Well, he knows exactly where Din Djarin is because they've been tracking him.
It was somebody who he fought with during the rebellion.
Yes.
Among their ranks.
Yep. And the funny thing is, when he gets to the planet that they're on and he lands, he flat out says, I'm unarmed. You know, he doesn't have any guns. He's unarmed. He's doing whatever. And when he says, you know, hey, there's a veteran among your ranks. Now, at first I'm saying to myself, you know, that could technically be Bo-Katan, because she did help out the rebels at one point in time.
Right.
During Rebels. You know, Sabine
Well,
Wren.
and it could have been any of them.
Yeah. Could have been any of them.
It could have even been Din Djarin.
But then we have R5D4 coming out of the cage. Mando's own astromech droid. The same astromech droid that had a bad motivator on it.
That he just so happened to buy so that he could go to Mandalorian.
Yes.
Or Mandaloria and bathe in the living waters.
Yes. Absolutely. Which...
Full circle.
Which, you know... Din Djarin says, well, now the whole cover, you know, the whole covert needs to relocate now.
Yeah.
And Paz Vizsla automatically asserts himself to violence, says, let's kill him. Let's kill him. He goes, no, hold it. You know, Din Djarin's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Or we could kill him and not go anywhere.
Like, time out here. Time out. He saved my life once. I owe him. Let's give him a pass. We'll just give him a pass. And this is the cool thing. Teva gives Din Djarin the message. He says, I've already been to Coruscant. The New Republic doesn't care. They're not going to do anything. I need a favor. I'm looking to you to help with this. I'm not here. I didn't see you. I will never tell anybody that you are here. To me, right there, that Captain Teva, right there, that whole thing, that guy right there is the epitome of the Rebel Alliance. He knows how to keep a secret. He knows when to ask for help. And he has no problem going to outside help. Which is exactly what he needs. Right. Which is exactly what he needs. So we get to the point where Bo-Katan comes up and approaches Teva. And he says, I promise, your secret is safe with me. We're good to go. I apologize for intruding. Thank you for letting me get my message out. I will be on my way. Boom. Done. And he leaves. He leaves. And Din Djarin flat out says, well,
this next exchange,
yeah, this was interesting.
Is really, really interesting. And it did not go the way I expected it to go, just like it didn't go the way that Din Djarin and Bo-Katan expected it to go.
Well, because she asked him what his thoughts were. And the first thing that he said was, I can't do it alone.
Right.
And to me, that's, okay, we need to get everybody on board with this.
Yeah, too
all.
many parts to be able to take it on himself, you know.
Yeah. Um, the other thing about it is, and I liked what Captain Teva said before he left. He said, "I'm not here to tell you about something going on. I'm here to tell you that your friend is in trouble and needs your help."
Yep.
That was the whoo. That got you in the feels. That was the twist. I'm just gonna, I'm just want to let you know here. Your
But
friend,
twist.
yeah, your friend's arm is getting twisted behind his back. You know, so that's when we see. Well, I don't think I would call it an assembly. I think I would kind of call it like a
The gathering.
like
It's a gathering.
well, but it was a little bit more than that because they were only allowed to speak if they were holding
The mallet.
the mallet.
Yeah, it was a formal gathering. You know.
So maybe it
I
was
mean,
like a
you,
council.
you could call it. I mean, you could call it everything.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think there were. You know, you could call it an assembly. You could call it a gathering. You could call it a meeting. You could call it a freaking circle jerk if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, either way, it was all of them together with somebody pleading his case, making a request.
Yeah.
You know, and you could only speak if you held the thunder stick.
Yeah. And he he goes on to basically say, "Hey, listen, Cargo was a bad guy at one point in time. They worked for him at one point in time. They were bounty hunters for him. Had a change of heart, has been making Navarro prosperous as an independent nation, as an independent world. And Cargo also helped with the foundling, Grogu. And they fought to get Grogu off planet. They fought against Moff Gideon. They banded together to get him off planet and keep him safe.
They did what they had to do, and if you think about it, he went through all three sides of this entire thing.
He really did.
He was with the Empire, he was with the Rebels, and and now he's independent. You know, he fought with the Empire, he fought against the Empire, and now he's trying to make a go in a new place, while representing an entirely new life, completely void of what he was before, although he still has to be a little bit dishonest because he is a freaking politician, but still.
Well, yeah. But
he's not.
But he's very open with his people.
Yes.
Very open. He's not hiding anything from them. And even in Din Djarin's case, I mean, he offered Din Djarin land. He offered them land on the planet. Hey, this is your home if you want it to be. Please.
A nice little tract of land, right? That was when he was trying to recruit him to be a sheriff.
Yeah. So during the speech, after he goes through all this, a lot of the Mandalorians are kind of going, yeah, hey, I'm all for this. Some weren't. Some were saying, why should we lay down our lives for these people, and so on and so forth. I think
it was the majority weren't, and some were.
Yeah. And you had that good back and forth going on. But the cool thing about it was the fact that they were doing this as a clan. It wasn't just one of those things, oh, no, we're just going to do it without you. With or without you, we're done. Will says, for the kids. No, absolutely. For the kids.
Yeah. And that was one of the things, make it to where, your kids can experience what it is like to play in the sunlight.
Play in the sun, play in the grass, go to
that
school.
Was one of his arguments.
Do some learning, all that good stuff. And after Din Djarin spoke, he sat down and the armorer grabbed the hammer again. And she said, is there anybody else that would like to speak? And Paz Vizsla right away grabs it and says, we need to do this.
Well, but I like how he came to that,
Yeah.
because he's like, I was there underground and watched many of our brothers die,
Yep.
as they chased us through the catacombs
Yes.
and everything. So why, and now we're being asked again to sacrifice our lives for somebody else. Well, why should we do that? Why?
And the best
Why
answer,
should we put our lives again on the line again for somebody else where we could get nothing from it possibly? And I loved how he answered his own question.
Yeah.
Because we are Mandalorian.
We are Mandalorians.
We are Mandalorian. And then I also like the fact that, he said, I have had my issues with this man.
Yes. He's very honest.
But this man risked his life to save my child.
Yep. Without even thinking about it.
And then, and Bo-Katan did not give up on my child's life even when the rest of us haven't.
Yes.
Basically saying, I will fight. I will go to the gates of hell with this man or with these two if they ask me.
Yes.
Which to me was awesome. It really was. Will says that he came to that conclusion as he was holding the hammer and they chased us.
Yes.
So
they did. Hands down.
That was one of the greatest exchanges in this scene in this episode too.
It was
in my opinion.
It was like Paz Vizsla became a big old teddy bear on this point. I'm here for you, man.
Big being the key words there.
Way to go, buckaroo. I'm
Right.
with you to the end. Let's do this. Well, from there, obviously Bo-Katan and Din Djarin are leading the charge on this one. They're leading the fight. And Bo-Katan is already, she's scoring points, man. She's a big teddy bear with a really big gun. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. You don't want to mess with him.
That comes in very, very handy.
He really does. So they come up with this whole plan to not only get the villagers back into their town to take it, retake it and everything, but they also plan to take out the pirate ship and the pirate king, and they do what they need to do in order to make it happen. And it's not just
that's the tricky thing is you got to fight the ship, and the escort ships, and you got to fight the guys on the ground.
Yes. So it's an aerial and land battle all at once.
I love how they did it. I mean, one of the greatest military strategies I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Because you got Din Djarin in the N1, fast as hell, deadly as hell, and everything. So they use him to distract the Corsair, and his job is to get the Corsair to follow him away from the city.
Yep.
How do you? And I'm gonna jump back to the Gulf War, but you can apply this to just about any conflict that the U.S. has ever been in.
Sure.
How do you take control of a situation? You control the skies.
Oh, yes.
If you control the skies, you can control the ground. So you had to get the ship, which had 10 guns that aimed down, had 3 or 4 on the top to fight and everything.
Sure.
So you've got almost 24 guns on this thing, plus 6 escort ships.
Well, that's because they lost a lot against them the first time.
Yeah. Din Djarin already blew up 6 of them. So they had the 6 more. So they had to get them away from the city. Once they got away from the city, Bo-Katan could come in and do her thing, and I love how they deploy into this scenario. It is the jetpack version of an airborne drop. Love it.
Yeah.
She pulls up, she stops, the door's open, and one side drops out. She moves to the next part, other side drops out.
Oh yeah, and it was great. It was basically
it was beautiful.
And it was basically like they just surrounded the city.
Well,
But
they came in from two different angles, going, because you had most of the main square basically was backed up to the hills.
yes,
So you came in from two sides, you pincered, you pushed out, you pushed them all back to the center, to the main square.
yep,
And and that's where the main battle was going to happen. This is where the shit hits the fan. This is where we're either going to win it or we're going to lose it.
yeah. And in this case, they were
Yeah.
outnumbered big time.
Oh, big time, big time. It took them a while to deploy it, but they had the big. I would say, the Star Wars version of the 50 cal.
Yep.
Up on the balcony of the highest point and everything. They were firing that down into them. The pirates had a great sense of military tactics.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
think about it, because when the second group came down, the monkey or whatever the hell the tree rat thing was,
I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you to reference those. So those are Kowakian monkey lizards. That's what they're called, Kowakian monkey lizards.
So the monkey lizard that was in the tree pointed up to the main square and told the Mandalorian, "Hey, they're right up there." The Mandalorian said, "Hey, possible ambush." Well, they flanked around the back. The pirates flanked around the back, so they had them from the front and the back.
Yes.
There was no way to go around the sides. So they were in. They were in, as a friend of mine likes to say, a sticky wicket.
A sticky wicket. There you go.
They were in a sticky wicket.
Yes.
And what happened? The big freaking cuddly teddy bear with the big ass gun dropped right in the middle of it.
Oh, it was fantastic.
And opened up. Just clear them out.
Now, also, we have to stress this. There's a lot of action going on here. Because clearly, as things are happening down on the ground, we have Din Djarin and Bo-Katan taking out the ships up top, which that was their goal. Elements of surprise, take them by land, take them by air. That's what they needed to do, and it was working. Because, man,
I love the way they did it, too.
All of a sudden, the way he was just flying through and destroying all those ships one by one, I'm like, damn.
And then they start, the big ship realizes that Bo-Katan's coming in from behind. So, they have a second ship, a bigger ship, a more deadly ship than the N1, as far as the Corsair is concerned, because, Bo-Katan's ship can bring a lot more firepower down on them. So they call the escort ships back. Well, they get tunnel vision on Din Djarin and try to take her on Bo-Katan and trying to take her out. Din Djarin just has a heyday. One of the funniest sequences of this entire series, the all 3 seasons. He's above ya. He's below ya.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Boom, gone. See you later.
I laughed so hard when that happened, and then I laughed again when it happened tonight when I rewatched it. Funny as hell. But they did it the smart way when it came to fighting the Corsair, because they went for the one weak spot that this ship had.
Yeah, which was
their engines.
Yep, absolutely.
They took out the engines when it came to the end of it. There and the course, the pirate king, I can't think of his name.
Shard.
Yeah, but he's like, okay, we're desperate. We got to do something. So he brings it back towards the city, starts firing down on the city, and Din Djarin's Bo-Katan says he's trying to take out the citizens.
Yep.
And Din Djarin's like, we got to take them down. Focus everything on their last remaining engine.
Yep. And blow them out of the sky.
And one of the coolest explosion scenes I have ever seen in any kind of war movie followed very closely after that. And I could send you that scene because I actually sent it to you through Messenger.
Oh, you did? My phone's been going off left and right for the last hour, so I haven't really looked at it. But
that wasn't me. That's not me.
No, it was everybody else. But the other thing with this is, obviously they took out the deflector shields, took out the engine, and they basically just destroyed everything. They did. They boom. As the last remaining pirates were around, some of them started, "Hey, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Later. I'm done with you. My loyalty is to be alive," and they would leave and do what they needed to do. And as some of them were leaving the city, obviously Karga was there with his citizens, all armed, ready to go, and they just took over.
And then the Mandalorians dropped in all around them.
Yep, Mandalorians dropped down all around him as a protective shield to protect all the citizens, because that's what they do. This is the way. Yep.
And I had to laugh at the one pirate, the one that was center of the screen there when they landed. He's like, "Fuck!"
Yeah,
threw his gun down.
God damn it! God damn it! Seriously.
Well, there goes that idea. Here you go.
Here you go. Have fun. Well, from there, obviously, things are going on, and I do have to mention that the armorer kicked the crap out of people.
Yeah, the 50 cal. I guess I'll call it a 50 cal. The 50 cal nest.
Yeah, basically took out how many people in the tower? There's like 3 or 4 of them.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total of 5. There's 3 inside, and then the guy that was playing guard for the gunner.
Yep.
And then the gunner. And
Badass.
She messed up the other 4, but when she laid that mallet upside the head of that freaking gunner, I literally went, "Ow!"
Yeah, I was like, "Ooh, son of a, wow!" Oh, yeah, he's gonna feel.
Yeah, you know that hurt. I mean, that hurt as bad as getting kicked in the balls.
It really did. It really did.
You know, I mean,
from there,
even the guy says, "I felt that."
I think everybody did. From there,
Yeah.
Karga does this whole speech to the citizens of Navarro, and he also turns and thanks the Mandalorians by the only way he knows how, and that is, "I understand you do not have a home world anymore.
Yep.
Please join us.
But you
Live
will always
here.
have a home.
You have a home," and gave them like an entire section to live.
From the From the lava flats to I can't think of what it
Bullock
went to, but it was
Canyon.
a huge area.
Bullock Canyon.
Bullet Canyon. There
From
you
the
go.
Western Lava Flats to Bullock Canyon to the Mandalorians.
Yep.
Because they no longer have a home planet, and he tells them that they now have a home on Navarro, which is good. We like that.
Will says, "I like the fact that they gave them the most hottest part of the planet."
Well, you got to remember, they need to have some type of a forge, because they need to be able to make their armor. So he knows that from when they were on Navarro the first time, as you know, in the sewers and everything, they needed some type of forge in order to make their armor. That's part of their culture. So yeah, absolutely. The lava flats to Bullock Canyon, they can absolutely colonize that and do whatever they need to do to make it Mandalorian, but they don't have to hide out. They don't have to hide in tunnels. They don't have to hide in caves. They are welcome there. They can walk through town. They can do what they need to do as regular citizens of Navarro, as Mandalorians. So that's a good thing.
And then it gets interesting.
But that's the thing. Then we see things take a complete 360.
Yeah. I mean, it gets, I mean, it's been interesting the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
But now it gets really interesting, because anybody who's ever been, especially anybody who's ever been in the military or any kind of, police department or something like that, there are words of dread that you never want to hear.
Yes.
And it's pretty much, hey, the boss wants to see you.
Which is what Paz Vizsla does to Bo-Katan.
When he said that, I had chills run down my back.
You were like, "Uh-oh, someone's in
I'm
trouble.
like, oh shit, something's gonna
The
happen here.
principal wants you. The principal wants you." Well,
Yep.
from there, the armorer takes Bo-Katan down to the tunnels where they used to live, where the
Their
forge
forges.
was, basically where the armorer and the Mandalorians were hiding, and they, expressed and practiced their Mandalorian beliefs. And she says to Bo-Katan that you are from both worlds. You've walked the path. You
Well,
are the night owl, which she is.
But it was interesting what she did before that.
Which one?
Because she told her, she says, take off your helmet. And
Yes.
Bo-Katan's like, wait, what, why? You're just kind of questioning.
Yes.
And she's like, do you respect my station?
And she said,
basically,
yes.
hey, do you respect the fact that I'm the boss?
Yes.
I'm top guy or gal, She's like, yeah. So she says, well, take off your mask.
Take off your helmet.
And it hit me. It didn't hit me the first time when I watched it, but it hit me this time. And we talked about this before. Was
Yes.
that she was walking as a new way person when she came into this whole thing. She was walking the old way. Because, as we pointed out, she hadn't taken her helmet off since she'd been in the living waters.
Yes. And that's partially because while she was with them, she was respecting their wishes.
Right, and
when
they,
you were
they
with
welcomed
us,
her into the family and everything, and so she was respecting their wishes. But I also think a lot of it was that part of her, because of seeing the mythosaur,
yes,
and because of the way the rest of I'm going to call them a guild, but the rest of the guild welcomed her into the family and everything, I don't think it was so much the fact that she was respecting their way, which she was.
Yes.
But I think it was, I would say it is 25% respecting
hands
their
down.
will. It's 75% of actually believing in the old way.
Yeah.
And it wasn't not necessarily believing, but maybe seeing things in a new way because of her experience with the mythosaur and everything that happened after that.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
It's surprising how hard of a time she had to take her helmet off.
Yep. And from there, like you said, they mentioned the mythosaur. She brought that back up saying, hey, we're good. You're good.
Yeah, something else that the armor said that was really cool, that when she mentioned the mythosaur, she stated, as the armor, she stated that I was taught and I have always believed that the mythosaur was a mythical creature.
Yes.
But you have seen
the mythical
a living mythosaur.
Yes. And
so, for those words to come out of the armorer's mouth, I think were pretty huge.
Yeah, and I think that's more of a belief system. It's more of, what? I believe that this is true. I do. And she says that Bo-Katan is the only person that can reunite the Mandalorians.
Because she has walked both ways, like
she's
you said
walked
before.
both ways. And when they return to the surface, Paz Vizsla is like ready to frickin' blow a gasket. Din Djarin's like, what are you doing? Grogu's just looking cute as always. And
I saw Din Djarin's eyes pop out.
Yeah, like you can see, like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? And she announces to the children of the Watch that Kreese is on a mission. She is going to reunite Mandalore. It is time to take back Mandalore. And oh, by the way, Vizsla says, but her helmet is off. And she defends her, says she's a walker of both worlds.
Yeah.
She has
the
done
one
this.
that can unite.
She can bring everybody together, you know, and
all Mandalorian.
And when that happens, we cut to black. But it's not the end of the episode because we're in space again, where Captain Tiva is flying his X-Wing and he comes across a derelict shuttle. Completely destroyed. Well, I wouldn't say completely, but badly
Very
damaged.
severely.
Yeah, badly damaged.
The hull has been breached, was the way he put it.
Yep, hull's been breached. There's a wing missing. There's a hole in it. Can't miss the hole. So he sends his astromech droid to put a probe in to see what's going on. And it's interesting. It's interesting because he confirms that there was a report of a missing ship. And there it was. There was the shuttle. Whoa!
Then he asks for information about it, and the lieutenant tells him it's classified.
It's classified. Well, let me go in and find out. Let me go in and find out. So he goes and checks the flight times of the craft and finds that they match those of Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon's transfer ship.
Ha ha! Well, we knew he didn't make it to trial.
Right?
We see a couple of New Republic officers dead. They're floating there or they're strapped to a chair still, but they are dead. And they see a fragment of Beskar alloy embedded in the wall. And this causes him to kind of go, wait a second.
Yeah, the lieutenant's like, are you trying to tell me that they were taken or that he was rescued by Mandalorians?
So now we have a little bit of an issue here. Now we've got a problem. Personally, and I'm calling it now, it's a setup.
Oh, yeah.
100% setup.
The one thing that I thought of, well, I'll wait until I do my review to throw mine out there. Go ahead.
To me, this is a setup. 100% a setup. Because Moff Gideon had Beskar armor. He had it. So, yeah, I guarantee you he had something still on him that he was able to plant. And
I'm sure they were transferring his belongings.
Yeah, probably.
So even if they had made him take that off, his belongings were still on the ship, and it could have happened when the hull got breached or during the attack or whatever.
Very true.
Multiple ways that it could have happened.
Very true. So I went last week. It's your turn, buddy boy.
Did you go last week? I thought I went last week.
Doesn't matter. I don't think it really matters right now.
Yes, it does.
We lost track. What do you think? How many Mandalorian helmets are you giving it?
This was a really, really interesting episode. Like I said at the beginning of the show, that they slowed things down last episode.
Yes.
And especially in the episode with the convert, and all that. So they slowed it down. They picked up. They put the throttles to the floorboards this time.
Yes.
They shoved the throttle to the wall with this one. Great fight scenes all around. Military tactics, spot on. We'll reference the Marines. Army works the same way. So military tactics were spot on. Very, very well thought out. Storyline was awesome.
Yes.
The storyline really was, because you had what I would expect to happen with the New Republic saying, sorry, can't do nothing. One, we've got so much other stuff going on, and two, you haven't signed the pact. So, you're on your own. Finding, Din Djarin and everything, and that whole exchange. It was a great episode all the way through. Nakaya's giving it a 4.25.
Nice.
I'm going 4.5.
4.5. All right.
4.8. And to be honest, I'm hovering between 4.5 and 4.75.
Okay.
Reason being, the ending scene.
Yeah.
The ending scene, because there's so many ways that it could go. The first thing I thought of when they said, well, there's Din Djarin, or not Din Djarin, Mandalorian armor embedded in the wall.
Yes.
at first I'm like, oh shit, the exact reaction that they wanted. Oh shit, the Mandalorians rescued him. But then I thought about it, and it's like, well, Bo-Katan lost a piece of armor during a fight. Sure, it's happened before. I'm sure, and I'm sure people. And I didn't realize that Moff Gideon had Mandalorian armor.
Well, he did have a spear.
So there's many ways that this could be a setup, but part of me says, yeah, it's a setup. But part of me says that there is always the twist of a Mandalorian going bad.
It's true.
It could happen. It's happened before.
It could potentially happen, especially since we've already know that the people that were backing Bo-Katan left her.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, and that was the main thing. You've got all the people, that she had with her.
Yep.
They had enough people to fly an Imperial freaking starship. It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
So, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of armor. That's a lot of combat. That's a lot of freaking armor getting lost.
Yep.
Or getting recovered off of dead bodies. There's so many ways that it could be gotten.
Sure. Absolutely.
So, I'm kind of wavering because of that. But it was an excellent episode. I love how they picked things back up. I love how they truly showed how Mandalorian military tactics worked and everything. I mean, we'd seen it before, but not in the manner that we saw it in this episode. We saw it in season 2 when they were rescuing Din Djarin and Baby and Grogu to get them out, and that kind of thing. So,
I mean,
that's
what
I'm saying. 4.5, 4.65, somewhere in there.
All right. Well, to me, I've seen that tactics with Clone Wars and Rebels. So I've seen it before.
I got you.
But for me, 4.75 for me. Oh yeah. Especially since they brought in Zeb. That was a great surprise.
There you go.
And I'm not going to lie. I really think I've been saying it for a while that we haven't seen the last of Moff Gideon. I've been saying it for a while now.
Too major of a character to get rid of that easily.
And let's face it, Carlo, was it Espadilla? Wow, I can't even freaking say his last name. Holy crap. Carlos Esposito plays a great bad guy. He really does.
He does.
He plays a great bad guy.
Yes, he does.
So I'm looking forward to seeing Moff Gideon return, which will be awesome. Not gonna lie.
It's going to be interesting. And the thing about it is, here's one of my other trains of thought here. Okay.
Yep. And then we got to get going.
Not knowing that Moff Gideon is still alive, he was rescued.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that the convert girl,
yep,
you know me in names, I suck at it, and the way that she's acting, I think she's known for a while now that Moff Gideon is still alive. She is a spy within the New Republic. She's feeding them information, and I think that the captain is definitely onto something.
Yeah,
going on.
Hands down.
Something going on.
Something
going on for sure.
She could be the one that freed him. You never know. But we'll find out this Wednesday with the next episode, that's for sure. Want to thank you guys for joining us as always. For those that watch the show afterward, I thank you as well because hey,
we miss you, man. We miss you.
Yeah, we miss you. If you don't watch us live, it's fine. It's not a big deal. That's why we have video on demand and all that good stuff. But that's it for this week's Two Ewoks in the Park. The next episode will be next Monday. So from now until then, I hope everybody has a happy Easter. And don't forget, the new episode of The Mandalorian comes out this Wednesday on Disney Plus. Disney Plus does not sponsor the show, but it'd be really cool if they did. Not gonna lie, I'd promote them left and right because Star Wars, yay! So for JT and myself, we will see you guys tomorrow as we broadcast live for the Sully Show, and it's gonna be a doozy, folks. It's going to be a doozy. We got lots to talk about. Holy crap. Things have happened over the weekend that are just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Plus, I know JT really wants to go see Super Mario Brothers, and he'll be seeing that this weekend. So, for JT and myself, that is our episode of Two Ewoks in the Park, where we're talking about The Mandalorian. We will see you guys next time. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye. So long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Bye. Bye.
Tschüss.